Do you wake up tired and lethargic? Are you full of energy, vitalized, capable of taking on anything that the day throws at you? Discover the secrets to achieving restorative sleep as you age and unlock the potential for improved mental and physical well-being. Join us as we dwell into the connection between aging and sleep and explore practical strategies to overcome common sleep challenges. Today we're going to go over the restorative effects of sleep and how they relate to aging. Sleep is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated aspects of healthy aging. When you're young, you don't really need to get a ton of sleep to be able to perform at, say, 80-90% of your potential. But as you're getting older, especially 40 and beyond, you're going to start to realize that you need more sleep. And not just sleep, but more high quality sleep. And there is a huge difference between that. Now, what exactly does sleep do? You know that if you don't get enough, you're tired and you obviously don't feel well. And a lot of times you don't perform at your best, your peak. 5 years ago, speaking from personal experience, I was in extreme pain all the time, 24/7, and my sleep, especially my sleep quality, was greatly affected by this. And I can tell you, going 2 months with barely getting 4 hours of sleep and even less restful sleep than that, it affected everything in my life. It affected my mood. It affected how physical, energy I could have. I was getting tired all the time. I couldn't think. I had a constant brain fog going on. It was terrible. And in that time, I truly understood and now have a new appreciation for the need for sleep and sleep quality. So, what exactly does sleep do for your body? We know that you need it, obviously, to feel better. But some people might know exactly how it's helping you. It helps to reset your brain. It's kind of like with a computer. Every once in a while, you gotta shut it off. It helps reset the RAM. Well, our brains are designed the same way. When we are asleep, our brain actually goes about categorizing everything that we've been throughout the day, or seen and witnessed throughout the day. All the problems, all the solutions, the people we've interacted with, our brain files it all away in a specific order so that's easier for us to access when we're awake. Physically, our body releases a huge and the most amount of growth hormone while you're asleep. Growth hormone is vital for recovery, muscle recovery, physical recovery, cellular recovery, you name it. And as we age, we produce less growth hormone. So if you're not getting enough restful sleep, then you're not getting your daily dose of growth hormone, which is extremely important. Not to mention, when you don't get enough restorative sleep, it affects your metabolism big time. And this is also related to growth hormone, but it's also related to a lot of other factors. It is clinically proven and shown that when you don't get enough restorative sleep, your body requires more calories. So when you're requiring more calories, what happens? You get hungry. You eat more throughout the day. Your brain loves glucose. It loves to work on glucose. Glucose, stored carbs. And you know that if you need more stored carbs, you're going to want to eat more carbs from your food, fast-acting ones. It's a lot of times why you get those cravings for sugar. And when you eat tons of sugar and fast-acting carbs, insulin gets spiked. Too much insulin, too much blood sugar, you put on body fat. it's an endless cycle. It's just the way it is. And most importantly, for those around you at least, and I can attest to this, when you don't get enough sleep, your mood is greatly affected. How you deal with problems, how you deal with solutions, anything that pops up. Are you going to tackle it on, look for a good solution, or are you just going to get angry and upset, dismiss it, and then be mean to the people that are around you? And trust me, I've been through that. It's not a good thing, especially with the neck surgery. People around me were suffering almost as much as I was, and it wasn't myself. All right, now let's talk about what happens as we get older. It's awesome. So, you think the simple solution would be to, hey, let's just get some more sleep. Let's catch up on the weekend like we did when we were young. Got a busy life, taking care of the kids, working out, being mindful, all of that. Okay, well, that's busy. I don't have a lot of time. My day from morning to night is full of activities. If I don't get enough sleep one night, no big deal. I'll just make up for it on the weekend. Wrong. Science is now again proving that as we get older, our sleep cycles are affected. So your body goes through sleep cycles throughout the night. You start off in a light sleep, then you go into a deeper sleep, and it's like a big wave up and down all throughout the night. And then as you get closer to the morning, the wave gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So you do this through cycles throughout the night. And as you get closer to waking up during the day, what happens is you don't get into as much of that deep sleep. And you get most of the benefits for your health, mind, mood from that deep restorative sleep. So as we age, this is awesome. We don't get to go into as much of that deep sleep cycle as we used to. We don't dip down as much. So we're not getting all of the benefits of that. So then, even if you are sleeping more on the weekends or trying to catch up, it doesn't quite work. And the reason is because you're going to be sleeping lightly throughout the morning time when you're getting that extra sleep. Because the sunlight's out, your body says, hey, it's time to get up. Let's not mess around. There's stuff to do. You name it. Not to mention that some of the common things that happen as you get older, insomnia. It's a big thing. It's harder to fall asleep for some people. And I will say this, if you do, this is important too. If you're having trouble with quality of sleep, I would get checked for sleep apnea. Huge amount of the population has sleep apnea and has no idea. And sleep apnea is basically obstructive sleep or obstructive airways that interfere with your sleep. I've had sleep apnea for most of my adult life. I've been using a CPAP machine, which has awesome effects. I routinely get a new one every 4 or 5 years. You can go to your general practitioner, and he can get you to the right place, whether it be a pulmonologist like I go to, or some kind of sleep study or sleep clinic. The cool thing about technology that we're in the age we're living right now is that my pulmonologist, I did another sleep study, but I did it at my home with a portable device that he gave me. I slept through it one night. He was able to take all of the data right there on the next visit, and boom, give me a new machine, take care of it, insurance covers it, you're good. All right, so now we know some of the problems with it. What can we do to kind of make it easier for us to fall asleep at night? Sleep hygiene is huge. If you're not familiar with what sleep hygiene is basically what are you doing, including your surroundings, to promote a good place to fall asleep, a good place to help you sleep. Now, some of the things are kind of obvious, like you don't want to use your computer or be on your phone, prior to bed, and especially in your bedroom. That's huge. You don't want to do that, because then it kind of teaches your brain that, hey, instead of falling asleep right now, what I'm going to do is I need to be awake because I need all that data coming at me. I need to be able to process everything so I can understand and figure out where to put it. Another thing, eating before you go to bed. It's not really one of the best things you can do, especially if it's a carbohydrate meal. So you want to make dinner your last meal of the day. Make sure it's good and fulfilling and that you're not hungry. You don't want to be eating right before. And the reason goes back to the growth hormone. So when you are asleep, growth hormone's released. Well, here's something cool. I love it. Growth hormone and insulin, they don't really go along with each other, and they kind of compete for absorption. What do carbs do? Carbs spike your insulin levels. So if you're eating right before you go to bed, you're getting this increase of blood sugar, which increases your insulin, because your insulin is your storage hormone. It says, hey, I got to put this blood sugar somewhere, whether it be in the muscle, the brain, or wherever. And we'll talk about more of that later on. And so then all of a sudden, when you're supposed to be releasing this growth hormone, your body releases it, but guess what? Oh, well, insulin's already there, so I'm just going to go hang out over here with the guys, the other hormones, and we'll see you guys later. So you're not getting the regenerative effects of the growth hormone, which is extremely important, especially since we're producing less as we get older. Also, try not to drink a lot at least 2 hours before you go to bed. Now, I'm a big, huge advocate of staying hydrated and drinking water throughout the day. But if you're doing it before you go to bed, what can happen is it can actually impact your sleep because you'll be waking up to use the restroom throughout the night. When it gets dark, our bodies actually go into a mode where we produce less urine. Crazy. It's like it was designed for sleep or something. I don't get it. And then it picks it up, 8 hours later when you're supposed to be waking up. So if you're drinking a ton of water 2 hours before you're going to bed, then you're going to wake up, interrupt your sleep, and that's not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. Now, if you're not getting enough sleep or even, you can't fall asleep again, you want to look at some other causes. And another reason why people have insomnia and can't go to sleep is because of stress. So what I do is before I go to bed and before I get ready for my bed routine, I like to write it in a journal and kind of give myself a grade on the day for, things that I've done, how I've treated those around me, and the experiences and cool things that I've seen throughout the day. And the cool thing is when you journal, what are you doing? You're actually helping your brain out because you are putting the events of the day into a specific order, which helps your brain in filing it away. So you're taking away that stress from what your brain has to do even when you're asleep. So now you're getting even more restored sleep. Works great for me. And also meditating. Meditating is huge. Meditating is one of the best ways that you can de-stress. Meditating, I think a lot of people, don't really fully understand what it is. Not a problem. We'll go over that again in a different upcoming episode. But meditating is huge. It de-stresses the body. It helps to shut off your brain. It helps to clear things. And most importantly, it helps with your mood, but anti-stress. So whatever you need to use, whatever tool, and there's tons of tools for meditating on YouTube, apps, you name it. Binaural beats, that's another one. And we'll talk about more of that later on. But if you get, binaural beats and you put it in like a delta phase and you're sitting there meditating, or go to YouTube, type in delta meditation or sleep meditation. Make sure you've got some earbuds or headphones or something when you listen to it, because you got to have some kind of, earphones for it to work that's a great way to get your brain into more of a relaxed state and even a deeper sleep state. Meditation is an awesome tool anybody can use. And again, we'll go into that later on, because you can meditate for different things. You can meditate to activate your brain. You can meditate for better sleep. You can meditate for better mood, to feel better. Again, that's a whole nother podcast that will be coming up. 100% definitely. All right, so back a little bit more. So what happens when we don't get enough sleep again as we age? Well, they've clinically proven that if you don't get enough high quality sleep, you can get dementia easier. And you don't want dementia. Nobody wants dementia, but it makes sense. It makes complete sense. Your brain's not recovering, and there's just too much going on. Again, there's a big debate between what actually causes dementia and Alzheimer's. Again, another idea for another podcast. We'll go over that as well too. But yeah, again, we looked at the lack of sleep for physical, and this is cool too. They have shown in people of all ages, athletes, people working out, you name it, people working out and athletes are more likely to get injured and get hurt when they don't get enough sleep. Clinically proven stuff here. Science proven. Not some clinically proven to get hurt more. And it makes sense on so many levels. You're not fully recovering, you keep pushing your body physically, and then you overtrain and you get hurt. Mentally, you're not prepared to do your workouts. Something that's going to, like high interval or intensity interval training, whatever it is, you're going all out. You're not mentally there, bad form, boom, you're hurt. So many things can happen to your body physically when you're not getting enough sleep. And of course, the mood, that's just huge. Mentally, you're not able to process information as well. Your memory is going to be greatly hampered. Your short-term memory is affected big time by lack of sleep. And when you're not able to take in things in your short-term memory, it's harder for it to be converted over to your long-term memory. It's just the way it is. So, we know why getting sleep is important. We know how it affects you when you're aging. We know the negative impacts of not getting enough high quality sleep. We know as we age that unfortunately we just don't get the same restorative sleep that we used to because our sleep cycles, make sure you're in a sleep pattern. Try to go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every day, regardless of what's going on. That really makes a big difference. I would also say limit your alcohol before you're going to bed and throughout the week. I mean, we all like to have a good time and stuff, but alcohol can really hinder your sleep. It really, really can. Don't drink water before you go to bed. Try not to eat before you go to bed. That's huge, especially carbs. Dinner should be the last meal. Look at ways to de-stress. Look at ways to look at and file your memories and stuff of the day away. Journaling, meditation, you name it. Well, again, I really appreciate you joining us today on the Healthy Aging Report. If you like it, please do me a favor. Tell your friends about it. Comment. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to be covering a lot of cool things, and I don't want you to miss out on that coming up. Some of the things we're going to be looking at: hormones, how they decrease and what you can do once you get older, how to maximize training, working out, ways that you can make sure you're giving everything you need to your family, the people around you, the planet, giving back, all of that. We're just going to look at a ton of things. Minerals, vitamins, supplements, you name it. There's so much stuff. I can't even talk about it all here. But again, thanks for joining us. You could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be right here with us. And we appreciate it.